Hey there, I'm Morgan at Teachable, and today I want to talk to you about choosing a profitable course idea for your online business. If you've been considering creating an online course, chances are you already have at least a vague idea of the topic you'd like to teach on, but through this video, we're going to refine that idea and turn it into something your audience is going to be so excited to purchase. Now, for the purpose of this video, we are going to pretend that you're starting from scratch. You don't have an audience, you don't have a business, and you've never really taught before a day in your life. With that in mind, before we get started, I did want to address people who might already have an audience or a business and give quick little tips to them. So first, let's pretend you already have an audience online, whether you're maybe a blogger or a YouTuber. When you're deciding on your online course topic, first look to your analytics. See which of your posts or videos have performed the best, which has gotten the most views or positive engagement. And chances are, because that's what your audience has shown you're the most interested in, that's where you should be focusing your online course creation efforts. For example, we can pretend you're a lifestyle blogger and you talk about parenting and frugal living and decorating and gardening and food, but you check your analytics and 70% of your traffic is going to your gardening posts. It'd be a smart idea to start by creating your first online course on gardening. Or maybe you're a YouTuber and you talk all about getting out of debt and building wealth and making money, and you look to your analytics and find your most popular videos are all on the stock market. You could consider creating a stock market for beginners course as your first online course. Now let's pretend you are already a coach or a teacher. Maybe you're a yoga instructor or you teach a knitting class at the local community college. You have a great advantage because you already have a curriculum of sorts, and it's going to be easy to take that in-person curriculum and transfer it to an online curriculum through creating different lectures and videos. So I would recommend the first thing you do is just take the teaching you are already delivering in person and bringing it online. Creating an online course is especially valuable for people who teach locally because you are somewhat limited on how many people you can reach if you are just delivering local classes in your hometown, whereas when you bring your course online, you could reach people in all corners of the world. Now let's pretend that you own a business, but you're not necessarily a teacher and you don't have an audience online. For example, you are an interior decorator, and of course you can't help everyone who wants to hire you because you only have so many hours in a day. So you could take the process you use, package it into an online course, and sell it to the people who aren't your perfect clients or you don't have time to take on. And these people are now able to get your insights and ideas and apply it to their own space, and you're now able to reach so many more people. But like I said, for this video, we are going to pretend you're starting from zero. You're not an instructor or business owner or blogger. You are just an average person who wants to create an online course. So the first thing I'd recommend you do is create a list of everything you're good at and you think you can teach on. Now keep in mind that you don't have to be an expert to create an online course. You simply just have to be a step ahead of the audience that you're hoping to teach. For example, you don't have to have ever been featured in a food magazine to create a cooking course, as long as you're a great cook and you know how to teach others how to become a great cook. From there, cross out any ideas that you think are going to be way too complicated or time-consuming to create an online course on. For the purpose of this video, we're just going to try to find the idea that you can quickly become successful with, and if you're going to be spending months creating the online course, you might find yourself getting burnt out before you ever finish. Next, ask yourself what topics best align with your long-term goals. Think about what you want to build your business around and what you want to be known for. Think about what topics best align with that. And finally, narrow it down from what you've got left to your favorite 3 or 4 topic ideas, and we will go from there. Next, we need to validate your ideas. I asked you to choose 3 or 4 because that way, if you can't validate one idea, you have another to fall back on. And basically what validation is, it's just proving to yourself that there's actually a demand for the course you'd like to create. And there are several ways you can validate an online course idea. And the first is through a simple search. I recommend taking your course idea and typing it into either Google or a site like Quora. When you're doing this, the results are going to be ranked by popularity and what people are clicking on and engaging with. So if you find a lot of results for how to grow a salsa garden or a lot of questions on Quora, then you know people are curious and they want to know how to grow a salsa garden. But if you're coming up with crickets, then maybe it's not the best course idea right now. When you're looking, also check to see if there are already courses that exist on your topic And if there are, that doesn't mean you shouldn't create it, but you should get a feel for who the people creating these courses are and what kind of audience they have. That way, when you're growing your audience, you can try to grow a unique audience and that hasn't already engaged with these course creators and maybe have already purchased their course. Once you've narrowed down your topic and you know there's a demand for it, let's narrow down exactly what your course is going to be about. You might think creating a course on how to open an Etsy store is good enough, but the thing is, a course like that is a dime a dozen. So you need to really refine who your course is for and what it's going to teach people how to do. So instead of saying, here's how to open an Etsy store, narrow it down a few degrees. Say how to create a profitable Etsy store for soap creators who are also balancing a full-time job. That might feel too narrow, but that's actually a good thing. You want people to look at your course and feel like it was made for them. And back to the interior design example, maybe you think you want to create a course on how to design your living room. But again, that feels pretty vague, it doesn't feel personal. But if you say, here's the minimalist guide to designing your living room using thrift store finds, that is very specific. So remember, when you're choosing your course topic, think about these things. First, what are you good at? What do you have authority to teach on? Second, what do you actually want to teach on? Because like I said, there's a difference between being able to create a course and actually wanting to create that course. Third, what are people actually interested in? And fourth, how can you narrow your online course idea down to something that's going to make people feel like it was created for them? Once you're able to go through those steps, you are well on your way to creating your first profitable online course. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and we also have a post going way more into detail about choosing your course idea linked in the down bar. You can follow us on social media, everything's in the down bar below, and until then, I'll be back next week. Bye!